OM Digital isn't being quiet about their plans. Chief Technology Officer Kataoka-san gave a background leading up to the OM Digital spin-off, their plans for the camera company, and new products coming in 2021. This and more after the intro. Hi, I'm Simon. Thanks for tuning in to The Ordinary Filmmaker. Subscribe to get notification of new videos like this one so you don't miss any news, rumors, gear reviews, or tutorials. And to make things just a little bit more exciting, I'm giving away a brand new Canon EOS R5 full-frame mirrorless camera to one lucky viewer. Details are in the description down below, or you can watch this video here, but please look at the terms and conditions for more details. And now, for the news. Kiyoshi Akagi from Asahi interviewed Setsuya Kataoka, OM Digital's Chief Technology Officer. Kataoka-san moved to OM Digital from Olympus's camera division on January the 1st. But before going into any more detail, please be aware that the quotes coming from him aren't 100% as they're being translated from Japanese to English through Google Translate. That being said, let's get to the interview. Now, when asked about how they decided on the OM Digital name, Kataoka-san said, "We considered various names, but we wanted to create a company name that showed we're independent of Olympus. We wanted to convey a continuity of the camera business, and we wanted to convey that we're developing something that has never existed before. And now we're designing and making new products. We're developing something that's never been done before." That sounds like a line taken out of Sony's Alpha 1 announcement. I wonder what they're working on that's so intriguing. It's very interesting. Now, some have wondered if Olympus will move away from Micro Four Thirds, even wondering if Micro Four Thirds is dead. Well, addressing Micro Four Thirds, Kataoka-san said that with Micro Four Thirds, you could take your camera with you where you couldn't take it in the past. You can take pictures in the rain. The value of the product hasn't changed. Now, perhaps something got lost in translation, but he didn't really tell us anything about the sensor platform and what it could or couldn't do, or why he's sticking with Micro Four Thirds. Now, when I first heard about the new company, I wasn't really sure where the separation was between the largely medical device focused company, where that ended, and where the camera business started. Now, the logo and name clearly reference Olympus. Kataoka-san said that many customers, including myself, are worried about how long we can use the Olympus logo. We take pride as a camera brand coming from Olympus. Is it better to move away from Olympus or continue to use the name? I need to think further about it. Yeah, this one kind of puzzles me a little bit. I'm still kind of staggered. Branding is very important. Clearly identifying who you are, what you sell, and how it can provide value is very important. Using Olympus's logo and name merely confuses the message. Are they independent? Are they not? OM Digital should fully separate themselves from Olympus and eliminate any confusion. Using Olympus's logo and name may be a point of confusion, but many wondered why JIP bought the camera division in the first place. The interchangeable camera market has been in free fall since 2003 and expected to stabilize when sales reach a modest 6 million units a year worldwide. Now, when asked about why they spun off the camera division, Kataoka-san responded, "First of all, let's clarify why this new company was established. We sought out the best way to make a new company sustainable. Then we came up with the idea that it's better to work independently from Olympus. In a shrinking market, it's difficult to grow the company by increasing sales. In order to generate profits, it's necessary to reduce costs and restructure." And there goes the other shoe. OM Digital isn't under any foolish assumptions that they can rise from the ashes and become the #1 camera company by displacing Sony and Canon. They understand that they need to restructure the company, reduce costs, and aggressively release new products to capture sales in a declining market in order to be relevant. The camera business has been in the red for the past few years. First, we needed to stop the bleeding. JIP is strict but believes in collaboration, so I think this was a good choice. Japan Industrial Partners is good at spinning off companies, making them profitable and revitalizing them. I thought that JIP was the most suitable partner. Before signing off, Kataoka-san said that they plan to launch many products this year, including one that will make you wow by the end of the year. I love it. They're committed to building a strong company, they're communicating with the market and their customers, and they're going to be releasing many new products with one that's going to wow us. I know what you're thinking, but why don't you tell me in the comment section down below and we can start a conversation. I really do admire OM Digital's tenacity and their hunger. I don't know where things are going to end up in the long term, but they've got my interest. But now, let's go behind the scenes. As you might be aware, my R5 is in for service, and I should get an update today. I'm using the Canon EOS R right now, and it's been a lifesaver because I haven't stopped producing. I've been able to get the content out when I need to, and that's been very healthy for the channel. So I'm very happy. I feel very fortunate that Canon was actually able to give me a loaner while my camera's in for service. But what I want to talk to you about today is not necessarily the experience I'm having with Canon, but more the experience I'm having with the EOS R. The Canon EOS R5 is a terrific camera. It's one of the best on the market right now. The video that it produces, 4K HQ, is sharp. It's stunning. It's just unbelievable. So when I took the EOS R out this weekend, I wasn't so sure I was going to get really great results. So I thought, well, let's put the best foot forward. Let's record with 4K, 30 frames per second, or 29.97 frames per second with all-I. And I turned on C-Log. Now, if you'll remember, I don't have an external recorder, so I'm limited to 8-bit. And actually, I'm staggered. I couldn't believe how easy it was to color grade the footage coming out of the EOS R. Compared to the R5, it's absolutely a breeze. It's more designed for the ordinary filmmaker. It's very simple. The reds were red. I didn't have to worry about the reds becoming a completely different color like orange. I'm pretty happy with the results. It gives you a good, decent amount of dynamic range. I've got some challenging scenes where we're walking down a trail. It's pretty dark. We've got trees lining the path, and it's very dark in there. And then, of course, right up at the top, you've got some sun coming through. And then, of course, some snow falling through the trees and lighting up as well. So it created some really interesting scenes. So I'm very, very impressed with the C-Log on the EOS R. Sure, the R5 is going to produce better image quality, but look, we're looking at a camera that's over $3,000 more expensive. The EOS R is, I feel like I'm eating a little bit of crow here, but the video, the more I use it for, as an ordinary person, the more I use it for run and gun stuff, tracking my family, that kind of stuff. Well, I shouldn't say tracking my family, capturing my family in their, you know what I'm trying to say. It's early in the morning. I haven't started work yet. The sun is just barely coming up, so I'm a little bit tired. But I do want to convey that I think that the EOS R, if you're looking at a camera and you just can't afford the R6 or the R5 and you want to stick with Canon, I think that the EOS R does a pretty good job, and C-Log in 8-bit is pretty good. Now, the one thing I did notice where it kind of fell down a little bit was the autofocus. It's not as fast, it's not as quick, it's not as good at tracking objects as the R5 and the R6. And what I noticed is if my son is looking right at me, no problem. Even as I'm panning, it's going to lock onto him, lock onto his eyes, and do a really good job. The EOS R has eye autofocus. But if his head is down, he's doing other things, sometimes, like in this scene here, the camera's locking on to the object in the foreground, the sled, and not him sliding down, which is where the action is happening. And I'm sure I probably need to get a little bit more used to it, tapping on the subject so it'll pull the focus accurately. But again, we're comparing a camera that's around $3,900 to a camera that you can get for around $1,500. So there's a huge difference. Now, if you are interested in the EOS R, and this has kind of got your interest a little bit, and you're going to do a bit of research, the one thing I do want to caution you on is we're getting 2 Canon R system cameras announced before June, and we might even see them before June. And one is going to be, or designed to be, a replacement of the EOS RP. It's going to list for around $899. And the other one is, I wouldn't say it's designed to replace the EOS R, because Canon's kind of split out some of those capabilities between the EOS R and the R6 and the R5, as you can see in my video where I talked about the R5, the R6, and the EOS R, and which one is best for you. So go ahead and take a look at that video where I go in depth. But what I think it's going to do is you're going to have the price of the EOS R right now. So let's say somewhere between $1,500 and $2,400 is going to be mid-priced and mid-capable between the EOS R and the R6. And I think it's definitely going to provide better video capabilities. You're going to have updated autofocus. And you probably have, I wouldn't be surprised if they put in a faster card slot there, or maybe even dual card slots. So I think that's definitely coming, and that will help you. So you might even get 10-bit C-Log. And I don't know if it's going to edit any better. I know Canon's supposed to be coming out with C-Log 3 for the R5, hopefully for the R6. And I hope they share that love with the other models as well. So just want to give you a quick recap on the EOS R and how, I'm beginning to fall in love with this camera. Now, for the studio work, it doesn't work for me. And I'll tell you why. Because of that crop, I cannot back up the tripod and my rig far enough to use 4K, so I'm stuck using 1080. And as many of you said, I didn't even know you were using 1080. It looks fine for me because, according to the latest poll, 68% of you are watching this on a smartphone most of the time. So I'm not too worried about the impact on the channel right now, but I do want to go back to shooting 4K. Yes, there's a diehard group of maybe 10% that want 4K and that will seek out 4K. And you know what? I don't mind doing it because I enjoy the challenge. I enjoy working with better technology, pushing myself, pushing my abilities, pushing dynamic range, pushing the lighting. And while I'm not really pushing it while I'm shooting here in the studio, I'm definitely pushing it when I'm outside and trying different lighting situations. So I do plan on trying it out a little bit more. I hope to use the EOS R a little bit more. I'm not sure when I'm getting my R5 back, but so far I'm pretty impressed with the camera, especially for the price. All right, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. Don't forget to subscribe for your chance to win 2 Angelbird 128GB AV Pro MK2 V90 SD cards along with a dual SD card reader. And if you don't win that prize, I have a second prize bundle, the Ulanzi LED light package with accent lights, flat panel lights, and underwater lights that you can use for lighting your subjects or for starting your own YouTube channel. And I'll be awarding these 2 prizes once the channel reaches 30,000 subscribers. And then of course, every 10,000 subscribers after that, I'll be offering up a new and different prize all the way up to 100,000, at which I'll be awarding a brand new Canon EOS R5 full-frame mirrorless camera to one lucky viewer. And on that bombshell, thanks so much for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. We'll see you again soon.